Radium Podcast, episode 24. We're back. Kevin Beggs, KDE Beats is in the bitch.
I'm back from my journey.
I promised I wouldn't cuss anymore, but that's what I do. I open it up with bitch. Bradley Denniston. Today we want to just keep this continual evolution of trying to
Evolve.
We want to become humans one day. No, we really want to just keep adding the value and talking about artists. And, we've talked about release strategy. We've talked about running ads. We've talked about marketing promo. We've had A&Rs on the show. We've had artists themselves on the show that are independent, that are doing it on their own, that have been offered, deals from Interscope. And we just really want to keep this conversation going. So
let's talk about branding today.
Yeah, branding is a really big one. And branding is a funny thing because what is branding, right?
Talk about
everybody says branding, like, oh, you got to build a brand. You got to brand yourself. It's like, do you even know what branding is?
Well, we could look it up on the dictionary.
Yeah, give them the
definition. Let's get very specific.
Because it's such a funny thing because I think nowadays, everything you do, say, wear, your logo, the place you work at, the keyboard you use, everything is fucking
branding.
The slang you use.
The people you hang out with.
Everything's branding. It's the way you color your videos. It's the way you present yourself in the public eye, the way you put your post on Instagram, the way you put your stories up, whatever you're going to do, the way you cut your hair.
Okay, this is straight from the business dictionary. The process involving in creating a unique name image for a product in the consumer's mind, mainly through advertising campaigns with a consistent theme.
Boring.
That was actually pretty spot on, though. They got that. I mean, it's a little more specific than you needed to get, but
right. So the importance of branding as an artist is obviously detrimental to any career in music, because if you are exactly like someone else, you have no brand, you have no identity of your own. So therefore, nobody latches on to you because you could look just like Future, you could talk like Future, you could rap like Future, but people are just going to think, I want to go listen to Future. That's all you're doing. You're just promoting a brand that's bigger than yours that came out with that.
Yeah, that or you just look like the Kroger brand knockoff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're the Safeway Select brand.
Or
they don't have Safeway down here.
What is Walmart? They do best value. You're the best value Future.
Exactly. And maybe some people will go, hey, that Select Cola is 25 cents cheaper.
Yeah, your singles are free. Future's singles cost $1.33. Yeah. I'm going to buy your singles instead.
Right, exactly. So the importance of branding is, I mean, you can't even just like fit this into a 30-minute podcast.
Let's start with, like, for music, like what is your first interpretation of what an artist brand looks like? Like, I
think the first thing is how
visual?
They sound.
Visual or no, it's sound, it's the record?
Just for me, because like, okay, you can go on and the music's everything. It is the product, right?
Yeah.
If your sound isn't unique in some way, I'm not fucking with you. I don't care. Like, you hear it all the time if you go onto Spotify, right? Or you go onto Apple Music and they have the playlists and you start going through these playlists and you're like, oh my God. This Britney Spears rip-off, knockoff. Oh my God, another Trap Lord ripoff. Like, everything's a ripoff, and then sometimes you'll hit something and you go, this is really dope. This is kind of unique. And you'll listen a lot longer because you want to hear where it goes. I don't think a lot of people just jump onto something because it sounds exactly like something else.
You know what's funny? I noticed, especially with music and recently, that you can sound like someone else as long as you do it dope.
Right. But also, I think that has to tie into your visual. So there's a lot of these guys out there that can sound like someone else
as long as their brand is different.
They have something cool popping for them. Yeah, like they have their own little style with how they dress, how they present themselves.
On social media or whatever.
Their videos, their social media, whatever. And yeah, cool, you can sound like Future, great. Because you're still cool, you're still influencing the market and the audience you're going for. Which, let's keep it real, like the audience in music, especially with trap and all this stuff, and people listening to Drake, you're talking about teenagers, dude. You're talking about females and teenage kids that are driving around in their Honda Civics. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And club goers, like, That's it. There's nothing else. Like, you don't, oh man, we need to promote to the dad at home that's 48 years old, like washing dishes.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a very small amount of people that you market to.
Okay, I'm going to get to the practical stuff. Okay, with music.
Oh, tell them.
Yeah, I'm going to go in. I'm going to go on my rant. You ready? Strap in, kids. All right. So, first thing, the easiest way to stick out like a sore thumb is to not sound like anyone else. So,
yes.
If you can really like hone your sound, and I'm talking like when I talk sound, I mean your vocal, your flow. If you're a rapper, even if you're a singer, your flow still matters.
It captures attention right away.
Your ad libs, you know what I mean? If you're using Big Sean's ad libs and saying, "Oh God," you know what I mean, on the record, then you sound like people.
Oh God.
People recognize that, like step one. So the best way to stand out in music is to not use everyone else's stuff. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. If we're talking on the record, visually,
you know, jumping off that is a great way to brand. If you find an ad lib that works for you, just keep saying it in every fucking song.
Yeah.
It's like the most obvious, easiest thing you can do to brand yourself. Especially as a rapper. Continue.
Okay. On the song, everything from your voice to even the beats you choose are part of your brand. You know, if I hear an album full of Metro Boomin knockoffs, I'm gonna like, okay, he's going for the Future thing, or you know what I mean? So your sound selection when it comes to the producers you work with, the people who do your album arts, you know what I mean?
The mixing engineer, the mastering engineer,
the way that, you know, the
way it's recorded,
the delay throws on your vocals, whatever you're choosing, that's all part of your brand. And so what we're saying is, you know, you can choose whatever you want, but I recommend you do something different, number one. And then number two is you keep it at the same consistency. You be consistent with what you're putting out there so that you can build, you know, something in the minds of your audience, you know what I mean, that they can come back to.
Yeah, the branding thing is just these repetitive messages that people cling on to. It's just like marketing. If you throw a marketing campaign up and you're thinking that you're going to get results from running an ad one time, you're totally not getting it. So the branding thing is exactly the same way. It's repetitive. Keep running the same things. Keep saying the same things. Keep using the same, you know, it doesn't need to be the same beat and the same BPM or anything. It just needs to have those weaved in things that are similar. Like, oh, you always have,
might be similar, the drums or even
like key, like, you know, you're always doing things in A flat minor, you know, like that's a good way to do it. Do A flat minor, do the parallel, you know, do the major as well. You know, like if you're using C major, use A minor. Go C major, A minor, C major, A minor on your tracks. And then if you're ever going to shift into different keys, like bring it up in nice, like one step up or a third or a fourth or a fifth, you know, things that people can hear a flow to the album. And I'll give you a great example of this. And I know this is, you know, a little bit more complicated and convoluted than most people are going to want to hear, but Post Malone's album, his latest album, go listen to it. It sounds like an album, sounds like a record. Why? First of all, They also have an interview with the producer engineer dude that did that album with Universal Audio. They did a little interview with it. Number one thing though, the key of the songs, his range and how he sings and where he's at, the key of the songs flow from song to song, from track to track. They don't go like, oh, we're gonna do this key and then we're gonna go woo way up here on a minor sixth step or something. They keep the key really small changes if they're going to change at all. That makes it sound like one piece of work. He's working with one engineer that's getting his vocal takes, that's getting his vocal sound.
He's singing in the same octave.
He sings in the same octave because the key, right? So it's like everything is very smooth and it's a nice transition and it has the pop songs in there. It has the hip hop rap songs and trap shit. But it's like, you know, it's different and complex, but it's the same. There's always a key thing in the thread. The thread never gets broken. So that's a really good way of branding, and I think they did that really well with that album. And also just finding Post Malone's sound.
There are certain like things that are very specific to every artist, but what the things I see I've already stated, kind of like ad libs and flow. For singers, for me, it's riffs. Like I
Yeah,
know when
100%.
Ty Dolla $ign comes on because he sounds like he just smoked like 30 cigarettes.
Right.
You know what I mean? But also his riffs are very him. He's not doing riffs like Chris Brown.
Yeah,
You know
very
what I mean?
good point. I mean, Black Bear, that's a really good
Black
example.
Bear, yeah. Whoever you put on there, like singers define themselves by riffs and ad libs too.
Mm-hmm.
There's ad libs are different. But like you have to find the thing that stands out on a record where you could just be doing backgrounds and I know it's you. Because I hear Ty doing backgrounds on Kanye's album and I know that's Ty. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and let's really keep the branding thing not just in trap and pop music. I mean, look at Morrissey. Perfect example. Everything he fucking sang was on the third of the note.
Mm-hmm.
Every single song, you hear the chords, he's singing the third the whole time. You know, that was his thing. So it's like all these things that these artists choose to do, they may not do them like purposefully, like I'm going to sing the third, you know, but they do it as if, you know, this is what I just came up with as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's why you learn theory and why you learn branding and marketing. So you can go, oh, he's singing the third. Okay, that's his thing, you know? And you can do the same thing with yourself. You can, you know, find the end thing and then you can reverse engineer it and go, oh, I really like this. I'm going to take that from that and I'm going to make it my own thing, you know?
All right, let's get out of the music part and let's talk about the rest of the brand because music's only, you know, the starting step, right? So the next part I would say is the visual, right?
Oh yeah.
The way an artist presents himself
Yeah.
completely like right now the trend is kind of like rainbow hair.
Yeah, right.
A
Rainbow
lot of
hair,
artists,
red dreads. Yeah.
whatever color, honestly, any part of the rainbow.
Totally.
But the colored hair thing, and then face tats are huge. I mean, if we're talking hip hop,
Tats everywhere.
yeah, tats everywhere.
Yep.
Even R&B singers, tats are going crazy. But
Torn up skinny jeans. That's like a big one, you know.
yeah, I mean, it's honestly, we're just like naming trends, but really, as far as branding goes, you should be unique with your visual. That's how you stand out from that, you know.
Right.
So people are going lengths to be unique with their visual
100%,
nowadays. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
And you notice, like, just to really, you know, put a pin on this, you notice the guys that do it, the Tekashi 6ix9ines and shit.
With the fat tattoo on his forehead.
They're but they're the ones that everyone follows.
Yeah.
So someone has to do it first. They have to take the leap and be like, yo, I'm going to go get all rainbowed out. They're like, that's stupid. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's just like marketing. You hate it. I'm intrigued. I kind of think I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to copy everything that guy does. He's killing it. And then they become fans. It's just the way it works. But don't be the guy that just jumps on all the trends. And then you're like the last guy, you know, like producers, artists, they all do it.
Yeah.
They jump on the trend when it's out, like it's starting to die out. And they're like, yeah, I'm here, bro. And everyone's like, dude, you're an idiot.
Now you got
don't
that
be
face
guy.
tat for life.
And why'd you get a 6ix9ine on your forehead, dude?
Yeah.
Like, I bet there's so many other people with that same exact.
Oh no, there's a chick rapper that just came out with the 6ix9ine on her forehead, and I was like, oh,
right.
yeah. But anyways, to go back to your visual appearance is completely that. So you have to be very meticulous about the clothes you wear. That's another big part. Like if you're trying to be a style icon, then you have to be very meticulous with the clothes you wear. My best reference is for G-Eazy because I personally know him and I know what went into, you know, putting that together. But you have to live your brand. So with
let's make sure that everybody knows that you do have to be yourself. And if yourself isn't very tasteful, you need to get help. Like, it's okay to be like, I need a stylist. I need someone to style me for these shoots, for this video, for my appearance on the podcast, for whatever. Like, if you don't have taste, it's okay. Just get help.
Yeah.
G has taste. He knows what he likes, you know, but he has tons of help. He has plenty of people styling him. One of our best friends, like, fucking styles him, you know? So it's like, it's important to get the help. You need people helping you out with that stuff.
Okay, so back to like what I was saying with him, you have to live your brand. You can't, you have to be, you know, you have to have that continuity. So when you show up to the show, he literally has what we call a uniform. When he was coming up, it was that jacket, that moto jacket that he wore everywhere.
Yep.
he was sick of that thing. He did not want to wear that anymore.
Right.
But for brand continuity, every single show, every single interview, every single music video, he wore the same piece of clothing for continuity. He didn't want to wear that thing every single day, but that was his brand.
The slick back hair, all that.
Everything had to be the same. And it's hard, like, especially with artists, they want to change their clothes. They want to look different every single day.
Right. Nobody's going to remember
change your hair. They want to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're the guy that always had. I don't even know.
And this is more even specific for like female artists. Yep. Female artists have to, like, you know, maintain a look, do that. Of course, when you get bigger, you can branch out with your style and this and that, and you can go left and right because you're established. Your brand is established.
Right.
But when you're trying to establish a brand, you have to have the same look. You have to live the brand. So when they come to the interview, like literally, I think G was doing a Foot Action interview. I was there, and then like I remember the like execs from Foot Action, like, is he gonna slick back his hair? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? They were talking to, you know, his manager, but like it's like stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like people when they go to your show or do that, that's what they expect because you create that expectation. So
now let's that's a really important thing to think about. But I think you can also just study corporate culture. Like if you go to Starbucks, like it's green, right? You know what the cups look like. You got the little lady on it, right? Everything is branded. That's brand. When someone has a cup and it's got a green straw in it, they're like, dude, Starbucks, dude, duh. It's all coming from corporate culture. It's the Apple Store. It's everything that's corporate. And you know, it's really funny because you talk about G-Eazy. You could talk about a lot of different artists, but they're just running corporate strategy. It's not like they're doing anything new. This isn't like a unique thing like, oh my God, and he wore the same jacket. Holy shit. Guess what? If you go to fucking Walmart, they wear the same fucking outfit. They have an outfit and they wear a name tag too. Is that crazy? Like, no.
Well, it's crazy because people just don't think about this stuff.
Right.
Like artists, especially up and coming artists, though, like,
because artists are artists. They want to just express themselves.
Exactly.
And be like, I want to do crazy shit.
But we're talking business, you know, right, the business of art. You can be an artist and do whatever you want. 100%. But if you're talking about, remember how we started off last podcast? This is for people who are serious about their careers. You know what I mean?
Oh no, this isn't for hobbyists. If you're a hobbyist, I love that. Like I do music for a hobby all the time. I do it all the time for free. You know what I mean? And I'll make some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not like, oh, this is going to go on an album. I'm like, dude, I just feel this way right now. And that's awesome. I love that part. But this isn't for that. This is for, hey, do you want to make some money and you want to like have a career in music?
Establish yourself as a brand.
Yeah, here's some good advice and, you know, take it or leave it. That's okay.
So you said corporate culture, but let's talk about what company culture is because that's like an important part. The way you do business is part of your brand too.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Like part of branding is the way the people that your manager acts or the people around you. It's the people in your music video, you know, like
it's not personal either.
Yeah. Some
people take it too personally.
Yeah. Like some artists' brand is to be rock star crazy. You know what I mean? So you have to have, you know, people that fit your brand.
Yeah, you got to have bottles around them all the time and blunts, and you got to be ready to serve them hand and foot. If they want something, make it happen for them. You know?
The features you get on songs, like the people you work with, they have to be on brand. You know what I mean?
100%. When someone comes to our studio here at Radium, if they're, you know, a rapper or a client or anything, we treat them like superstars because that's what they are, and that's how they should be treated. And I think that everyone has to remember that. Like, if you're a superstar, you're making jobs for people. You're making economies for people. You're changing people's lives. Appreciate that a little bit. You know, don't be like, oh, that guy's a douchebag. He asked me to get him a fucking water from a blah, blah, blah. Yeah, go get him 3 of them. You know, treat them like superstars. They're going to give you a job. They're going to pay your rent for the next 6 months, you know? Just that's part of it. And if you're not cool with that, go start your own thing. See how good you do.
Yeah. So...
Yeah.
As far as like with artists, like you have to be very precise with the content that goes out there because you're always, you know, around content or creating content if you're a serious artist.
100%.
And so what I'm saying is Taylor Swift's not going to do a song with 21 Savage. That's not on brand.
But that'd be dope.
And but Taylor's
21.
Yeah. But
she would try to go his route more so. I could hear Taylor Swift trying to do 21 Savage.
Yeah. And you know what happens when people do things that are off-brand? People consider them sellouts.
Well, yeah, you look like an idiot.
Yeah. So if 21 Savage is to go do a song with Taylor Swift, people are like, no, that's not 21 Savage's brand. He's a savage. He can't be doing songs with Taylor Swift.
He's a savage. He's got a sword or a knife or whatever on his forehead.
Yeah.
Maybe he started the forehead thing.
No, dude, the forehead thing's people have been tatting the face up forever, dude.
Yeah, but who really got that popping? Like,
Lil Wayne had the forehead tat. He had that cross on his head.
Good point.
Yeah, way before 21 had a sword on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of face tattoos.
Yeah, you could go down the rabbit hole. Face tattoos.
It's just though, like those guys actually like went to prison. Like, I feel like it's okay for them. Like they get a sign off. Like, I'm not gonna say anything about that. But if you're just like getting tattoos on your face because that's the cool thing to do. It's a lose. Sorry, we're getting on a tangent. Kev's got more to say.
Yeah, back to the info here.
Yeah.
So basically, I mean, it's part of the choosing your features. Don't feature with Sally.
21 Savage?
Do good Sally if you're 21 Savage. You know what I mean?
Although that could be a really cool juxtaposition. It just depends.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it might work for you. And artists do this all the time.
Like if it's a Target commercial.
Yeah.
Like with Lil Yachty and whatever
Sometimes that really works. Sometimes that like kills careers.
For Target commercials, but not for your album.
Yeah. But you start to look like, especially one thing I see a lot is like quote unquote like bigger artists or influencers taking like a brand like, oh, I'm selling face lotion and I'm a trap rapper. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. That's off brand. Like how many times have you seen that and you're like, it kind of frustrates you.
I also want to like take a minute with that idea because the whole influencer marketing thing, like you guys, if you have a brand that you're starting to build and you're not making millions of dollars with it, and you're starting to build it and you're on Instagram like with influencers every day, like, I got this new thing that does this, like I got wrinkle cream, and you're like, dude, you're killing your brand, just so you know. Like most of the strongest brands in the world say no 99 times out of 100.
They're protected, you know what I mean?
They don't go totally.
They don't say yes to everything.
You're gonna give me $1,000? No problem. I'll post that. You look dumb because it's like everyone knows like you're this hardcore dude or whatever, and then you're like, yeah, but also skin cream. What the fuck? That makes no sense. It's not on your brand. Why are you doing it? Well, because I need to make $5,000, so I did it. That's a kill game. You have no longevity. You're done in like 2 years, dude. I promise. And you can quote me right now if you know anyone doing that. You'll see them. They're here. They're gone. There's no longevity in that. Because the branding, the partnerships, the influencer marketing stuff is going to die. It is a land grab right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. You have the Instagram stories, right? And then you also have the Instagram IGTV. Well, how can you put on an IGTV 1 hour video? How do you do it, Kev?
You gotta be verified. Right? So Instagram's already trying really hard to combat this bullshit thing. And they're trying to say, if you're not an influencer, you're not an influencer. You got to build that. You got to work for it. And that's just going to keep happening. Facebook ad spend goes up. Everything's going to go up in price. It's going up daily. You're going to have to do the work. You can't just go buy followers. You can't just go do a lip balm thing and like make $1,000. Like you're not going to have a career. You got to be really careful with this stuff. Yeah, so this all comes down to...
That's branding, though. Yeah. That's why I'm saying it. It has everything to do with branding. If you do a partnership with an influencer, it better be something you absolutely love and you believe in, and it fits your brand. It coincides with your brand perfectly.
Yeah. So talk about, if we're talking about social media, talk about like getting your timeline looking consistent.
Oh my God, dude. I'm not good at that because I'm just like, I'm myself. So I'm like, here's how I feel right now, and then here's a beat, and then here's my fucking podcast, and then here's,
So it depends on what type of business you're running. That matters more than, but
100%.
Yeah.
Like if you're a clothing brand and you have like random pictures, nobody's fucking with you.
I just back to the Mr. G Easy here is he did the black white thing, so all his pictures were black and white, all his videos were black and white for the longest. Like, stick to a script. Yep. It's really simple. Don't deviate. I know it's really hard. People love to deviate. Like, no, I just feel different now that I woke up tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'll give a good tip here. Yeah. Faces. People like faces. If you are a rapper, an artist, whatever that has to do with selling you as a brand, and you're not putting your face on your pictures, you're screwing yourself over. It's the dumbest thing you've ever done, because this is just basic psychology for humans. They want to see faces. They want to see you talking. They want to see you on camera. They want to see shots of your face, the front of you, not the back of your head. You know, like this is just very, very basic stuff. And the color red, you know, fucking Gary Vee talks about this in his book, you know. It's like the color red is just automatically going to get more attention.
That's why stop signs and McDonald's and...
red's everywhere.
And stoplights and what else?
The American flag.
The American flag. But yeah, so the red's the strongest color. We could go down the path. I think I talked about this on one of the podcasts.
Yeah,
already.
So, you know, a lot of people brand with red. Alex the Kid, he's got his website. He's got the red
IK
banners.
Multimedia, we're looking at it right now.
IK Multimedia. Everything's red, you know. It's like the red thing is very eye-catching. So put your face and put red on stuff.
Yeah, and actually, let's go back to YouTube, because these are the funniest things. Have you noticed on YouTube, especially with like vloggers, anytime you're scrolling through, if you type vlog into the search bar, it's people's faces, like a straight colored background. It's like red or blue or purple.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then their faces are the dumbest things ever. Like everyone has the surprise face. Like, it's like I'm scrolling through like different people's surprise face.
What? A CPU with 84 cores? And people are like, oh, I gotta watch that.
Everyone's like, well, you know why they do the surprise face? Because the surprise face gets the most clicks. Because people...
Or titties.
Yeah, that too. Right?
I mean, I click on that shit. I'm sorry, Amanda, my girlfriend. But, you know, like, you see titties, you're like, what? And that's not like, you know, I'm not a pervert.
You're talking about like thirst trapping on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm like, oh, that's a nice body. I can appreciate the female body, right? I'm like, oh, wow. She works out really hard or whatever. You know? Like, I don't know. It's just, that's nature, right? Human nature is like, look it. There's always going to be Instagram models. There's going to be Facebook people that have no talent whatsoever besides they're very beautiful.
You should try what I was just talking about. You know what I was talking about with YouTube feeds, how it's all surprise face? Yeah. Why don't you just post a picture with a surprise face every day for the next 30 days and see your likes go up?
I'll tell you why I wouldn't do that. Because it's not me. I would not feel good about that. I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't like it. And I don't do stuff unless I like it.
But if you did the surprise face, I promise your likes would go.
And that's what I'm looking for, is more likes on my surprise face. Huh? I'm so surprised.
Why is he surprised? Let me click on it. Let me put a like on it.
There's a question here.
What does the caption say?
I need this question answered. I think that really is, though, like, people like resolve, right? It's in music, it's in stories, it's in every single story, it's in every single movie, in every novel, everything you ever do. It's like they want the tension and they want the release. Okay, good. Great. You walk away from the movie and it doesn't give you the release. You're like,
that movie sucked.
That movie was good, but it like...
The ending was terrible.
Yeah. Like, you definitely, like, in music, it's the same thing. Like, if you're making songs that are all just tension, like, people are like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, I don't fuck with
cool.
that. Yeah. But if you have like the release and, you know, it just keeps doing that the whole song and then it's over. People are like, what the? I wanted to release.
That song sucked.
Yeah. We should make that song.
If you do the surprise face, I'll make the song. Okay. For the next 30 days.
It reminds me of that Saturday Night Live one with, what's his face? Like,
freaking
Andy Samberg.
Oh yeah,
where they're gonna drop the drop button, and like people are coming up with the credit card machines, and they're like, yeah, you take my money, and he's like, sick, all right, you know, and he's like, I'm gonna drop, and it's like, boop 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 boop, and then like he finally drops, and everyone's like face is melting, and they're all dying and shit, and they're like, oh, like that was sick, you know. Back when EDM was like the shit, it was like the best thing in the world. Now it's all just like trap and emotional, like, you know, kids like in their heads, which I appreciate that because I like that.
Yeah,
I
at
like
least
that.
People are talking about stuff.
Like people can actually talk about stuff again.
Yeah. So back to Mr. Brands. So with should we keep focusing on the artist brands? Should we go to the producer brands?
Man, you get into we'll save producer brands for the next podcast that we don't have a guest on because that is like a deep topic and there's so many people doing
Brad's
it wrong.
Very passionate about it.
Well, there's just so many people
the
doing it
Pandora's
wrong.
box right now.
They have the wrong information. They have like all these internet producers telling them that they can do it too. These guys that have been doing it for 12 years, like, yeah, just jump in, dude, and you should do it too, bro, the same way I did it. And it's like, no, it's not how it works. So we'll get into that. Like,
I feel like producers don't find their brands until they like get a hit and someone like tells them what their brand is and like, oh, okay, people like that. I'm gonna make 100 of those beats now.
I've been doing
I didn't make those beats before, but I made like one of them and it like popped off like crazy.
It's so true. Everyone's just throwing shit at the wall and like hoping something sticks.
Yeah.
The placement game is like a joke to me. I'm like, how are you guys chasing placements all day? Makes no sense. That's not a career. Your career is to chase placements. Like, nah, you need to attract. I talk about this all the time. You want to have a career.
I opened up the box.
You need to attract.
Here it comes.
But that's with artists too, dude. It's with artists too. Like you chase other people's sounds. You make Drake records. Like those have been done way better than you can do them. Like you need to attract who you are and what you're good at. Find the help of what you're not good at. Adjust. Make a business around it. If you're not very stylish, you're not good on camera, don't get on fucking camera without someone helping you with your style. You know, if your mixes, your masters, your recordings sound bad and you're not good at it, pay someone. Get someone to help you. There's plenty of people that don't even want pay. They're like, I just want to be in the studio with
you could just rap and then have someone stand in for you on your music videos and just do the rap hands.
That'd be really funny.
You could just find the guy.
Dude,
Fiverr.com.
Marshmallow guy, you know,
Yeah.
Daft Punk, like the
Put
robots.
some boxes on your head.
Put some shit on your head, man.
Yeah, problem solved.
Listen, putting stuff on your head has been solving problems for years now, decades. Brown bag on the girl's head, you know, it's been a joke. You know, it's like the club, like you turn the lights down, just put something on your face.
What if a girl DJ came out and her thing was to put a brown paper bag on her head?
Oh, dude, you should get that trademark.
Yeah, right now. I'm telling you, you're gonna blow.
That's gonna
That's
happen.
fucked up.
It's gonna be
That's
a
super
Chipotle
fucked
bag
up.
too.
Damn.
They got to make the Chipotle bags bigger though. Or
Was it
really
you
small head.
who showed me the face tat thing and then next to a Chipotle bag?
So funny. I just found that meme. I thought it was really funny.
that meme is amazing.
It's like, why all you SoundCloud rappers looking like Chipotle bags out here? I think it's funny, like, because to me, I'm like, yeah, that's a hater, right? And the guys that are really doing it, like, are like, butt hurt by that. Like, you're getting butt hurt by someone teasing you about that. Like, gotta find a different career, dude. You gotta believe in those face tats. If I got a face tat, dude, I'm gonna own that
own
shit.
it 10 million
I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's a dick on my forehead, dude. What's up? You want to fight?
I actually really like some people. Like, I thought X had some dope face tats.
Yeah, dude, there's plenty of them, man.
But I mean, not saying face.
G-Unit, what's his name?
Yeah, G-Unit.
Who?
I don't know. Who you talking?
Yeah,
50 Cent?
G-Unit, the whole thing, yeah.
Tony Yayo,
No,
Lloyd Banks, Young Buck,
You're getting there.
The Game.
The Game.
Okay, there you go. See, I was coming.
The Game's got like the real face tats though. Like when it was like, yeah, if you kill someone, you put a teardrop there. Like,
no, he had a butterfly face tatted for the longest.
yeah, that's like gang shit though, you know.
And then he covered it up with the LA tat. I remember.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's legit. And dude, nobody's fucking with The Game. Like he's a badass.
Yeah, he's punching the shit out of people.
He'll actually go punch you. That's actually really funny though. That's old school. Like I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna beat you up. Like I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah,
like you were talking.
That's how
shit.
it should be. Yeah,
I love that. So we have plenty more to say about this, but we're gonna save it. Really appreciate all you guys tuning into the podcast. All the support has been amazing, and just know we just do this for free. You know, we pay for this studio, for all the gear we're using, for the cameras, for...
Yeah, I charge Brad to do the podcast.
We pay for all this. So, yeah, he charges me to do this. And, you know, this is all free. It's just like, just trying to help and like hopefully start a conversation. And no, I don't think I know everything about this. I'm learning every day. So I always am like super open to conversations with people that are doing much better than me. And, you know,
so if Brad hurt your feelings with the face tats, get in his DMs, talk some shit, let him know.
I'll give you my address. You know, you can roll
pull up
on me.
and then fight it out.
Pull up, fight it out, but only fighting though. So you can get us at KDE Beats on IG, at Bradley HD, and at
Radium_media.
Yeah, and also Radium_beats, because we're gonna start dropping a lot more content on the Beat site and stuff. Just because we love producing, we love creating, we love making music, but it's also something we want to share with not just the artists and the people that we work with on the one-on-one basis.
$1 beats.
Yeah, $1 beats for a limited time. Buy one, get 80 free. Get our whole website free.
Just click subscribe and you can get everything. Like,
unbelievable. Yeah, because it's not worth anything, right? So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you got something out of this.